Now, in just a few seconds, we're going to show the last clip, and all of this, of what we're talking about tonight, is what I think of as under basic care. So like they're clairsonic, someone can use at home. The idea of cleansing, toning, moisturizing, using sunblock, somebody can also use at home.
Can I clarify also?
Yes.
Toning, when we say toning, that's kind of it's a little bit outdated. Nowadays, most of the time what we're doing is hydrating the skin or treating the skin. A toner, in the old days if you will, a toner was designed to bring the skin back to normal pH. In other words, when you wash your face, you're changing the pH value of your skin. Mm-hmm. Your skin is normally at between a 4.5 and a 6.5 pH. Neutral pH is 7. It runs anywhere from 1 to 14. Your skin is naturally a little bit acid. That's what creates the acid mantle. It's that acidity of your skin, the natural bacteria, the natural flora of your skin, and the sebum that lubricates your skin. That whole combination is called the acid mantle. When you wash your face with a cleanser is by nature a little bit alkaline, which means it's a little bit above 7. Some cleansers are extremely alkaline, like a 10. I think Dove soap is even a 10, which is intensely alkaline. The act of something foaming to making bubbles is alkaline. So what would happen is you would put that foaming product on your face. It would change the pH. Bacteria love alkalinity. So you would then put a toner on your skin, which would bring the pH back down very rapidly.
Oh, I see.
But nowadays, most professional products anyway are pH balanced so that they don't raise the skin into very, very alkaline level. But oftentimes there'll be a treating lotion as your second step now, and the treating lotion is really designed to sort of prep the skin, hydrate the skin a little bit, perhaps add a little bit of medication or some active ingredients.
Okay, that's a good point. That's a good clarification.
Well, that's one of the differences between, over the counter and professional.
Okay. Now we have one more clip here. One of my favorites, one of the most enjoyable things one of the many days I've spent at Viriditas. But this one was all about something called an algo mask. So let's take a look at the algo mask clip. What's going on here?
The algo mask, well, this is the application process. The algo mask is actually a little bit more than a basic facial. It's an alginate-based mask. It's very thick and heavy, like frosting, in fact. And it goes on wet. And what I'm actually doing here is building it up onto the skin. It's like sculpture almost, if you will. Mm-hmm. And it's a thick application. And it will sit for anywhere from 5 to 20 minutes. And when it's done, it will lift off in one piece. And you will see that momentarily.
What was this designed to do?
Well, this particular mask is very, very rich in sea minerals, in soothing sea minerals. Not all seaweeds are the same, but it's seaweed, sea minerals, which are different, and other anti-inflammatory agents. This particular one is to reduce redness, to help reduce the appearance of pores, and to infuse the skin with trace elements. Now, what you didn't see in the meantime is while we were letting the mask set, is a work on your neck and your shoulders to help bring blood flow and circulation to your face, which also stimulates oxygenation and helps your skin look really great. It feels great, looks great, stimulates healing. Now, I'm just loosening up around the edges right now, very carefully. Now, this particular mask is so nice because, as you can see, we put it right over your eyelids. And it pulls off gently in one piece.
I remember that.
And can you see the difference in the skin color?
Yes.
It's just amazing. Your whole face, everywhere where the mask was, it's a lighter color. And that's what your face looks like with the mask. That's the inside. And those are your eyes. Isn't that cool?
That was wonderful. I remember that. That was just such a treat. But I look at this and I think about the people in the audience, and not everyone is going to be, they're not going to be able to avail themselves of this level of care. So tell me, what are the things that someone can do at home? We'll just go over a couple of the little basics that we talked about earlier, but just give us a little detail here.
Well, you want to make sure that you're using a quality product, first of all. And that's very subjective. You want to do your research. Find something that's good for your skin.
Well, let's
No.
talk about the product just for a minute. This, I know a lot of people say, oh, that the concept of holistic must mean that you're also using everything that is organic. And what does organic mean? And I know you use biopeptides and botanols and resins and, or not resins, but serums, not resins. So explain that, clarify that for me.
Well, the terms natural and organic are words that are thrown around by the media quite a bit. Natural indicates that something has been derived from nature. So it's been derived from something that was alive at some point, or something that naturally occurs on the earth. For example, seaweeds, flowers, collagen, things like that. They exist in nature. Then when you say organic, organic means it's something that existed in nature, but was grown, raised, harvested, processed without additional preservatives, without additional chemical solvents, without pesticide residues, without antibiotics. There's a big difference, and there's a lot of, the labeling right now for organic versus natural is very complex, and a lot of things are not very clear to the average consumer. So if you're really adamant that you only want to use things that are strictly organic, that have no anything in them, you have to do your homework. Because a lot of companies put themselves out as being organic or being natural, and they're loaded with all kinds of things that may not be what you want.
Okay, now we don't want to get into specific product lines, but I know that you do have product lines that are organic, and you have product lines that have stronger ingredients depending on what a person wants. In fact, speaking of those stronger things, I think what I'd like to do, because we're just about out of time, is have you back on another show, and we'll talk about some of the, what I might call some high-tech treatments and products that you offer in skincare. I think that would be interesting. I think one of the most important things that I remember you telling me years ago was that the skin is an organ. And ever since then, I've had a different appreciation for skin and for skincare. And the concept of, you use the basic analogy you were telling me about why have a facial in connection with like getting your teeth cleaned.
Yeah. Well, people will say, oh, well, I use a product or I get a facial every so often. Well, you know what? You can get a facial every month, but if you're not doing what you need to do at home to maintain it, you're not going to get the result that you're looking for. For example, you can go to the dentist every month. And most people don't. Most people go every six months. Sure. But you can go every month. And how would your skin, how would your teeth be? Mm-hmm. They'd be okay, assuming that you also brushed and flossed every day.
Every day. So that home care is important.
Home care is vital. If you go those 6 months religiously to your dentist, but you don't brush and floss your teeth, well, guess what? You're going to have nasty green teeth.
There you go.
Bad teeth. Same thing with your skin.
We unfortunately, honey, are out of time, but I am going to have you back, and we'll talk about some of the more high-tech things.
Okay.
So for those of you in the audience, skincare, good facial, home care is essential. And Laurie, thank you very much for coming down from Providence.
Thank you
I appreciate it. And thanks also to my FB crew. And most importantly, thanks to you in the viewing audience. I've said it before, and I mean it sincerely. I do know the value of time. And thank you once again for spending the evening with me. Bye-bye.
Full Bloom is brought to you in part by the following: